everyone, today's experiment is analysis of salt water. Let's get started with the first demo. So the supersaturated solution is at room temperature right now. I'm going to add a small drop of crystal in the solution and see what happens. For part B, I have 6 test tubes lined up. I'm going to add a potassium permanganate in first 3 test tubes. That's my potassium permanganate. I'm going to add a small pinch of KMnO4 in the first 3 test tubes. The first test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of DI water. Second test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of hexane. Third test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of methanol. The water and methanol solution has turned pink or purple. For these 3 test tubes, I'm going to add a small piece of iodine. So this test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of DI water. The next one, I'm adding 10 drops of hexane. The last one, I'm adding 10 drops of methanol. In hexane, the iodine solution turns purple. The iodine solution in methanol is brown, and it's in water, it's insoluble. I have 3 test tubes. I'm going to add 10 drops of DI water in each test tube. To the first test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of acetone. The second test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of heptane. Third test tube, I'm going to add 10 drops of ethanol. I have picked 3 small pieces of rock salt. They are almost similar size. We have 3 test tubes lined up. I'm going to put some water in each test tube, almost the same amount. Now I'm going to place 1 rock salt in each of these test tubes. The first test tube, I would let it sit at room temperature to see when it dissolves. And these two test tubes, I'm going to place it in boiling water. So here I have some boiling water. So I have these two test tubes. I marked S. The one that I marked S, I'm going to stir it. The other one, I'm just letting it sit to dissolve. So I'm going to gently stir this test tube. This one with stirring has completely dissolved. The other one with no stirring is yet to dissolve. So this one without stirring is also completely dissolved. It took about 8 minutes and 50 seconds. The rock salt at room temperature took about 40 minutes to dissolve. Analysis of salt water. I'm going to measure an empty evaporating dish. We'll tear the balance. So I'm using unknown A. I have transferred some of the solution in a small beaker. I'm going to rinse my 5 ml pipette. We are going to use 5 ml solution. I'm going to rinse it with DI water first. And then I'm going to fill up a small amount of the unknown solution and condition the pipette, which means I'm going to rinse out the inside of the pipette using the liquid in there, and then transfer it to a waste beaker. So you need to condition the pipette because otherwise the concentration of the unknown solution will change when you pipette it out. So I'm going to fill it up to the line here to measure exactly 5.0 milliliters using the bulb. Squeeze the bulb, start filling it up. When it's past the line, you got to take off the bulb and hold it with your finger. So now I'm going to slide it to the 5 ml mark and transfer it to the evaporating dish. There will be a tiny amount of liquid at the tip, but do not blow it out. So that's my evaporating dish with the unknown solution. We are going to weigh it out. So tear the balance, place the evaporating dish with the solution. So that's the mass. I have some boiling water on the hot plate. I'm going to place my evaporating dish with the solution on top of the boiling water. It's going to take some time to heat the evaporating dish and have the solution dried out. The salt solution has dried out. I'm going to use a tongue and place it on a paper towel to cool it down, and then we'll wipe the bottom and get the mass. So the evaporating dish has cooled down. I'm going to give a wipe on the bottom just to make sure there's no water, and you can see the crystalline salt is sticking to the evaporating dish. We'll go ahead and weigh it out.